the NDA government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, where I can say that there has been a transformative shift from politics of propaganda and promises made to politics of performance and promises kept. And as we launched this Swast Nari Shashakt Parivar, under this initiative, today if you go to any government facility, you will see, you go to any state, you go to any district, you go to travel throughout the country, you will see that n number of health camps are being organized.
Okay.
And in every health camp, women and children, they are getting free of cost services. So whether it is immunization or it is antenatal checkup or it is screening for diabetes or hypertension or cancer. There was no need to drag Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mother. For that matter, any woman who has no connection with politics to be pulled into this political battle. There is no point at all. And now this is a mother who's being dragged. And mother is a subject of reverence in the Indian society and whatever.
Talking about Bihar elections, you know that voter chori has been, you know, the phrase which has been caught up with the media, both the national media and the international media. How do you sum up, you know, that Rahul Gandhi's recent Vote Adhikar Yatra? How do you think it's shaping up politics?
You know, I must say that they're experts at inventing lies. 2019, I remember, they created this big tamasha over corruption in the Rafale deal. What did the Supreme Court say? Shut up, nothing, no corruption. Then 2024, they again tried to mislead the common voter of India. They said, you know, Narendra Modi, if he gets a majority again.
Everyone is, you know, celebrating cuts on GST, especially on the onset of Navratri festivals. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest, Union Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer, Ms. Anupriya Patel. Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to Indian Express. First thing, you know, health has always been a priority for all of us, especially after COVID. Now, how do you explain to our viewers that these GST rate cuts which have been made in health sector, how are they going to benefit a common man?
I think the first thing, I want to convey my greetings and best wishes to all our countrymen on the occasion of Navratri. And this time Navratri is special because GST 2.0 kicks in and it is a very important milestone in India's tax journey. And it brings so many benefits to common citizens and especially in health. So as you also know that now there are only two slabs, 5% and 12%. So there are so many life-saving drugs for cancer, rare diseases, chronic illnesses. For all those diseases, for all those drugs, the tax which used to be either 12%, it has come down to 5%, or if it was 5%, it has come down to 0%. Also, health insurance. Now, there is a great reduction in health insurance also. And a lot of those daily health-related equipments and devices, which every family would have, maybe a blood sugar monitoring device, or diagnostic tests, reagents. So, on every such thing, there is a major cut. So, if we see overall, in terms of health, I think this GST 2.0 brings tremendous benefits to a common man. And this is a government which always says that health is our priority. If we want to build Viksit Bharat by 2047, we need to build healthier India. And to build up a healthier India, it is important that we create affordable healthcare. So this is a step towards ensuring that healthcare becomes affordable for a common man.
You're also, you know, a minister for fertilizer industry. The GST obviously is impacting the fertilizer industry also. So what is the good news for farmers and people who have been, you know, saying that in many places there was a shortage of fertilizer also?
See, initially, yes, for some time, you may have heard that there was some issue regarding availability, but as of now, on today when I'm talking to you, there is no issue at all when it comes to the availability of fertilizer in any state. So whether it is the ongoing Kharif season, we have been able to maintain a comfortable supply of as per the requirement, which is sent to us by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So for every state, there is a monthly plan, there is a state-wise plan, and we have been strictly monitoring these supplies. So today, I can say that as much as the requirement of any particular state is, we have been able to supply all types of fertilizers, whether urea or DAP or MOP or NPK, all fertilizers. And we are keeping a strict watch on any issue that crops up in any state, and we try to monitor it and ensure that the supply side is comfortable and our farmers face no issues at all.
Ma'am, the government is promoting Swadeshi, and also, a Nari Shashakt Abhiyan is also going on. You as a minister, how do you take these schemes forward?
Well, Nari Sashakt Nari, Swast Nari Shashakt Parivar. This is a very special initiative of this government, and we launched this initiative on Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's 75th birthday, So, maternal health and child health, that's also a very important pillar that we always take care of. And as we launched this Swast Nari Shashakt Parivar, under this initiative, today if you go to any government facility, you will see, you go to any state, you go to any district, you go to travel throughout the country, you will see that n number of health camps are being organized.
Okay.
And in every health camp, women and children, they are getting free of cost services. So whether it is immunization or it is antenatal checkup or it is screening for diabetes or hypertension or cancer. 3 types of cancer: oral cancer, breast cancer, cervix cancer. Also anemia and nutrition. There are awareness sessions on health promotion and wellness. So all these facilities are being provided to women because our concern is that unless we take care of Nari Shakti, unless we take care of women, we cannot really build a Viksit Bharat. If we want women to contribute in this journey, women must be healthy. So this initiative is specifically focused towards the good health of all women, and the mantra is last mile saturation. Not even a single child, not even a single woman should be left out. So today, these health camps are going on very well, and large number of women across the country are benefiting out of these initiatives.
You mentioned the Prime Minister, recently he just turned 75. So you have worked very closely with him because you have been in his cabinet. So how do you see him? What are his greatest achievements and how does he work? He must be making all of you mantri people also work round the clock.
I think Prime Minister himself works around the clock. So obviously we are part of his team, we have to follow his footsteps. But the question that you've asked about what are Prime Minister Narendra Modi's achievement, so I've been a part of this government for all the 3 tenures, and I can say that if you start actually talking about the achievements, I think this entire interview time will go, but I'll certainly like to point out a few things. The first thing that I see is, this is a government, the NDA government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, where I can say that there has been a transformative shift from politics of propaganda and promises made to politics of performance and promises kept. Narendra Modi ji is a Prime Minister who has taught us that politics should be taken beyond electoral victories to real governance. So today, India's economy is the 4th largest in the world, and we are aiming to be 3rd largest. We are the fastest growing. This is not magic. How has this happened? When he says reform, perform, transform, it is not just a catchy slogan. There are strong, bold economic reforms which have gone into the foundation of the 4th largest economy in the world that we see today, which is going to be the 3rd largest. Today, if you look at the global economy, they are trying to recover from the impact of COVID-19, the Israel-Iran war, Russia-Ukraine conflict. But Indian economy, it is moving very fast. This is not a small accomplishment. Secondly, I would say that, like I said earlier, this government says you have to take politics beyond electoral victories to real governance. And what is real governance? Which is able to transform the lives of a common man. Which is why in 11 years, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji focused on pro-poor welfare schemes. And what is the impact of those schemes? Today, 25 crore people have been lifted out of multidimensional poverty. So this is how our government works. And why has this happened? Because we follow the mantra of last mile saturation. So we are not about just announcing schemes, but we are also about delivery. And we deliver in ways that the outcomes are very big. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has also made India a global player. If you talk about the vaccine diplomacy, during COVID-19 pandemic, we were struggling with our own domestic challenges. But we also, governed by the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we supplied vaccines to more than 100 countries. That vaccine diplomacy was a big step. And G20, it was held under his leadership for the first time in India, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi tried to position India as the voice of the global south. So today we say that the global order is changing. It is becoming a multipolar world, and the voice of the developing countries becomes important. That is another achievement, making India, lifting India's image up on a global stage. Another thing that we need to see is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has made a journey from promises made to promises kept. So when Prime Minister says this government has a zero tolerance policy towards terrorism, we see it happen. We see bold military measures. We see that this government has a counter-terror doctrine. So whether it was Uri and after that the surgical strike, in case of Pulwama, the Balakot airstrike, and then Pahalgam, Operation Sindoor. So we see how this government today has that strong resolve to counter any act of terror. It is not like those days when Pakistan would just commit an act of terror on Indian soil and get away by maybe issuing some denial or some kind of a condemnation. No, this is a different India and this is a new India. And when Prime Minister says it is new India, yes it is. Because it knows how to give a befitting reply to anybody who commits an act of terror on Indian soil. Another thing I would like to point out, because Prime Minister always mentions about ensuring social justice. So the demand for caste census has been raised for many years in this country. People kept talking about it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made sure it happens. So this time, this is for the first time after 1931, caste census is going to be held in this country. And this will help us, this will provide us with that crucial data, which will allow us to revisit our policies and ensure that social and economic inequalities in the society are addressed.
Absolutely. Now that you mentioned caste census, you have been a strong advocate for that also. Do you think that there should be some kind of a time frame? And opposition obviously has been saying that it's their victory because they have been, asking for it, and it's the government who bowed down. So what do you have to say on that?
See, the opposition has raised this issue, but the opposition also must realize that they had an opportunity to conduct caste census when they were in power. That time, they did not hold the caste census in this country. In fact, their alliance actually opposed caste census. So they did not have the courage to hold caste census in India. And they might be raising it when they are in the opposition. But this is a government which ensures that every act which ensures social justice in the country, that is put in effect by this government. And caste census decision was ultimately taken by the NDA government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and not the UPA government.
And the time frame?
See, we have already announced our plan. We are going to be holding the caste census in the country in 2 phases. So I think the time frame is very clear that first we have certain number of states, the northern states, and then we have the rest of the states. And then when we have the data, government will make it available.
Absolutely. Ma'am, how do you respond to, recently as a woman also, like recently in public rallies and political rallies, the way women have been demeaned, especially the Prime Minister's mother, so many abusers have been hurled at her. So you as a woman, how do you see, how is politics, evolving in our country?
I think parties really need, Congress party or it was a combined stage, a political rally stage of Congress party and RJD. I would just say as a woman that, political parties really need to introspect. I mean, what do we stand for? There was no need to pull to drag Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mother, for that matter, any woman who
Yes.
has no connection with politics to be pulled into this political battle. There is no point at all. And now this is a mother who's being dragged. And mother is a subject of reverence in the Indian society, and whatever this political party karyakartas or leaders have done, they even put up that AI generated video
Yes.
on their official social media handle. These things don't go down well with the Indian voter. Indian society is very sensitive, especially when it comes to a mother. And it could be anybody's mother. It's not just Prime Minister mothers, it's mother. And mother means something very important. We worship mothers in our society.
Absolutely.
So I would say that when it comes to politics, first thing is I strongly condemn it. It is a very shameful act, and Congress party must introspect. Second thing is we must observe some dignity and sanctity in politics, because we differ in our ideologies. We differ in the ways we want to run this country. But we can't be differing on our cultural beliefs and value systems. That is something that binds the country together.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't feel very good about it, and I think the India Alliance will have to pay the price for it in the Bihar elections.
Talking about Bihar elections, you know that voter chori has been, the phrase which has been caught up with the media, both the national media and the international media. How do you sum up, that Rahul Gandhi's recent vote Adhikar Yatra? How do you think it's shaping up politics?
I must say that they're experts at inventing lies. 2019, I remember, they created this big tamasha over corruption in the Rafale deal. What did the Supreme Court say? Shut up, nothing, no corruption. Then 2024, they again tried to mislead the common voter of India. They said, Narendra Modi, if he gets a majority again, he will amend the constitution and reservation would be done away with. So that benefited them. Yes, we did suffer some minor loss and they gained. So they thought, okay, this is a good strategy. Let's do it in every election. So every time there is an election, they will just invent a new lie. They will try to mislead the common voter, because the fact is, they also understand and they know it in their hearts that we cannot compete with the NDA politically. And that's because, once again, I go back to the transformative shift. What we promise, we deliver. NDA is a lethal combination of a very deadly combination of performance and delivery. And that's where they fail. Whatever we promise, we do it. Prime Minister promised to this nation on 15 August that we will bring about the next generation GST reforms. He did it. So whatever is promised by Narendra Modi ji, he does it. So they don't know how to fight the NDA politically. So they keep, inventing these one lies after the other. And they think that, okay, we'll be able to mislead and we'll make some gains and then at least we'll have some energy. Okay, we are doing something.
What about SIR? Is it again a deliberate ploy? Or
that's what it is. What else it is? SIR is a complete lie which has been created by the opposition. You go to the grassroots level, there is no impact at all. It's an exercise that a constitutional body will perform. And it says that, if there are fake voters, we need to delete them. If there are diseased voters, we need to delete them. So that's what it is doing. But and by 30th September, Election Commission is going to release the final list. So if you have any objections, you can file, because the elections are going to be somewhere in November, so you have enough time. So I don't think this makes much sense. It's all about misleading the voter and creating some kind of an environment and atmosphere where, some people can get confused and then some of them might drift towards the opposition. I think it's just an attempt at that.
What do you have to say when Akhilesh Yadav, he's also from UP politics, when he says that BJP is going to wipe out all its political allies by 2027? You're also a part of NDA. So how do you react to such statements? 5
elections in a row we've contested together. Why did TDP come back to the NDA? JDU after 2 separations come back to the NDA. So it's how you create an alliance. We have clarity in our mind why we are a part of NDA. And 5 elections in a row we have contested. Today, my party, if I talk about my party, it is the third largest political force in UP.
Okay.
So, we're growing. All our allies who left us, they've come back. You see AIDMK also. They're also with us. So, there is no issue in the NDA. We all have faith in the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi because we believe he's doing good to the country. Then Akhilesh ji has some wishful thinking. He has some dreams. So everybody has the right to dream.
But don't you think that his vote base is, increasing? That is at least what they claim, the Samajwadi Party.
No. I think it's only 2024 Lok Sabha elections where they spread this rumor about constitutional amendment and reservation being abolished. That rumor really helped them. And they were able to make some gains. So that has kind of given them some confidence. But let me tell you that after that we had 3 elections. We had Delhi and Haryana and Maharashtra. Then what happened? And in 2027, again I say it with full confidence, NDA is in the hearts of people. So his dreams will shatter the way they have shattered in 2017, the way they've shattered in 2022. Again in 2027, I'm sorry to say, your dreams will shatter.
But ma'am, there are reports that your party would be contesting UP Panchayat elections without any help. Is that true?
Panchayat elections, see, every party prepares itself. Small election, big election, and local. These are very small local election, Panchayat election, urban local bodies. I'm sure BJP is also preparing their organization, and all the political parties which are part of our NDA alliance in UP, they're all preparing. So every organization wants to prepare its karyakartas because this is basically an election for the smaller party workers who cannot contest an assembly election or a parliament election. So we are all preparing our own parties, and this is the way, your cadre will actually go to the grassroots level. They will get in touch with more and more people. So organization activities get expanded. So we are kind of trying that, more and more party workers should get an opportunity. I'm sure all the parties will field their candidates. And we haven't as such had any talks on creating an alliance for these Panchayat elections. But we are all preparing ourselves. Let's go ahead.
कहते हैं यूपी में सिर्फ ठाकुरवाद चलता है, बाकी other people don't matter. Is it correct?
I can't comment on such things, but यूपी में विकासवाद चलता है, ये मैं ज़रूर कह सकती हूँ, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की योजनाएं भी पहुंची हैं. And the UP we see today is a different UP altogether. So it's a model of progress, it's a model of development. It's a state where now people have aspirations. They feel that, NDA will give us opportunities. NDA will fulfill our aspirations. So it's a different Uttar Pradesh altogether.
Last question, ma'am. We have seen you getting more fitter by the day. So what is your secret mantra?
I think diet and exercise. But exercise is not so much. I mean, as and when I find time, because being in public life, honestly, is not
so yoga
easy.
Is the key? Yoga day?
Yoga,
I've
yes,
seen your
you
pictures.
can say.
I've seen your pictures doing yoga.
Yoga, yes, you can say. So, there's so much of stress in everybody's life,
Absolutely.
but a politician's life as well. So, I think for us, yoga means stretching and not stressing.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to Indian Express and, sharing your thoughts about so many issues. Thank you so much.